Welcome back, guys. It is the Brothers Geek Out podcast, and I've got my long friend here. The geek is still Luke Bug. We got exciting stuff to talk to you guys about.
We do.
Dude, how are you?
I'm good. I'm really, really happy.
Yeah.
It's just been a very exciting week coming. I've got a week off now from the day job. It's going to be an exciting week of adventures. Lots of trips to London, lots of exciting stuff. But I'm just still smiling about this movie and so much to say about it. And I think everybody will be over the upcoming weeks.
No, definitely.
I mean,
without a doubt.
it's been a crazy time coming, and it's mad that it is finally here. And the hype train is not going to be over for quite some time.
No, I totally agree with you. I mean, man, yeah, last week was really busy, but not even that. I think we've had like a busy all year round since last year, DC fandom. You know, my main thing was last year that kept kind of pushing this through was when The Rock retweeted the reaction I did for the footage they showed at DC fandom. But then The Rock responded to your message about a certain thing, and like it just blew up everywhere. And it's just like this guy just knows how to keep in contact with his fans, and
I mean,
he's good. It was good.
Going back to his early days of being just, one of the biggest wrestlers around, knowing how to be an absolute showman and know how to work an absolute massive stadium filled with excited people that are there for a wrestling event. When you can do that in a live event, then I think the prep that you would take on to the next episode, wherever you would go in life, he's got his marketing plan worked out way, way, way in advance. But also he knows how to deal with things that get thrown into the mix at the very last minute. For example, I think last week, a baby got like crowd surfed to him at a premiere, and it was like, okay, let's run with this. And he's just very, as you said, he's very good at listening to the fan base of what people want and what has happened in the past and what could potentially happen in the future if he puts his power behind it.
Yes.
In the world of sort of influence and everything else, he's like one of the biggest names in Hollywood. So there's nothing and nobody, trying to be very careful with what I say, that he can't do when it comes to giving the fans what they want. And
Exactly.
Yeah, the world will see that when they see this movie.
It was. I mean, so lucky enough, me and Luke and a bunch of other DC people got to see an early screening of Black Adam. I can't even express the emotions that came out of that, because it was like, is this really happening?
Yeah, I mean, I rarely sleep the day before an adventure or anything, because I get anxiety about travel. I get anxiety about everything else. This is, as I've shared before.
Yeah. Oh no! Did I lose?
Including travel.
Sorry, but I lost you there for a second.
Oh, sorry, mate.
The world of the technology is not really playing with me right now.
It wasn't this morning either. I couldn't get my microphone working. Nothing was going well. I've got a pair of headphones that have like imploded. So I've got to get a new set of them. But these ones work, so that's fine.
You know what? Come on, guys. Don't fail me now. I've spent a lot of money on you guys. Here we go. We are back. Sorry, so you were saying right. your notebook.
Yeah, I mean, I've got like these little Data Planet journals. I've got big ones and small ones. This is my travel book. So I write down my train. I've got obviously my train tickets, everything on my phone, but anything that needs to be written down goes in this book, including lots of notes from the film that I made during that event. And it's dreadful handwriting, and it's full of spoilers, but don't be looking at that junk. But I was so excited for this event. It's been a while since I went to London for a screening, and we've all been waiting so bloody long for
We
this
have,
film,
we have, we
and
have, we have, we have.
it's been hard to. I tried staying away from the most recent trailers. There's a
Mm,
lots more TV spots that are happening. There's lots more news coming out of it, and I didn't want to mute anything about this film, but I also wanted to go in pretty much blind.
yeah,
And yeah, we all got
definitely.
to Warner House, and it was an exciting time. We were all very, I think we all had our own intentions and sort of hopes of what we might see or what we
That's
might
right.
witness,
That's right. That's right.
but nobody was ready for it.
No,
That's the
we
thing.
wasn't.
So many
We wasn't.
shocks and surprises. I loved it.
No, it's great. It's great. I mean, shout out to the guys at Warner Brothers UK. You guys are absolutely amazing. You
Yeah,
absolutely spoil us. Absolutely
they
spoil
do.
us.
I mean, it's. I mean, I can't remember. I can't remember the first time we went there. I think it was for an animated feature, but I first went there many, many, many years
Mm.
ago to see the Justice League. Not the most recent version of the Justice League, but it was a version of the Justice League. So no matter what connotations come with that film,
Mm,
it was still a very exciting experience for me to be invited to somewhere like that to go and see a film.
that's right.
But then over the years, we've been very grateful to go back and see animated features, and we saw Shazam there. We've
Hmm.
seen other films there. It's just, it's very what Warner Brothers UK do with the journalists and fan pages from the UK. There is fantastic communication between them, between us about what we can share and what we can't share.
That's right.
Obviously, there's as always, there's lots of legal obligations of what we can say and what we can't say. And
Mm,
on the day, not many of us knew that we were going to be meeting each other because we can't even share online. We
that's
can't
right.
disclose the fact that we're going to London for this thing.
That's right.
So normally we get in a bit of a clue when we see people that don't live necessarily near London
Hmm.
getting a train. Like me, I would be getting a train to London, and like Paul from DC World would normally know
Yeah.
because he knows that I'm not close, and we
Yeah.
tend to meet up, bless him, at the same coffee shop each time. I'll just be passing, and he'll like bang on the window, and then like it's nice because we get to find out that our friends are going to be there as well.
That's right.
And
That's
I
right.
got there, and I saw that you were there. Then I saw that Tasman turned up as
Yeah.
well. And I was like, yes, we get to share this experience together because
No,
at the end of the day we are fans of these franchises.
that's right.
We're nerds, we're big geeks,
Mm,
but a part of us, we're at Warner Brothers offices in London. We don't want to come across as like excitable, over the top, and having our minds blown,
yeah.
but all those things happened. But
That's right.
because we're with our friends and mutual like journalists from around the UK, we all freaked out. It was
Yeah. Yeah.
loud in that
It
theatre.
was.
It was
It was. It was very
loud.
loud. Very loud.
But
Uh,
I think that's what they want. They want. That's why they invite us back because they know that we are genuine with our fans and our followers, and that they share the
yes.
same passions that we do. Not everybody's going to have the same opinion of the movie,
No, of
and
course.
I've come to terms with that over the years because everybody, including me, we love to share our thoughts online, and they're not always going to match up. But
Of course. Of course. Of course. And that is, I don't know, but yeah, I've been trolled on. Oh, this guy, he loves everything, and I feel like I do because I'm a bit appreciative on. I never got these things when I was a kid, so
no,
I get to relive my childhood years, knowing that these guys are on the big screen. Like
exactly.
for us, it was animation and TV shows.
Yeah,
Now, we're getting
it's
these extravagant events where we get these big events on the screen,
yeah.
and how can I not be grateful for that? Because as an avid comic book reader, you look at some of these scenes and exactly like, with Black Adam, there are some scenes in there where you're like, oh my God, this looks absolutely amazing. I mean, the opening scene of him coming in
Yeah,
and the soundtrack was absolutely brilliant. When you hear that the strings on that guitar, you're like, okay, this is going to be an epic scene. And you can see
yeah.
this in the comic books. When you see a double spread page of action, you're like, how do they interpret that onto the big screen? And, how will it look?
Exactly.
So, like, being an artist and seeing how it's laid out on a piece of paper to seeing it how it's going to be, you know,
Mm.
Lord knows how that looked in the studio when they were trying to do that. But
I'm really, really hoping a lot of the big DC Comics films that came out over the years have had art books been released afterwards, and
that's right.
I'm hoping for this one because a lot of it was, of course, CGI, but a
Mm,
lot of it was physical sets,
that's
physical
right.
locations,
That's right.
and I would love to see some of the storyboards that were brought up for this film,
Yes,
to see
that's
how
right.
certain scenes get put down, to see how certain fights happen, because God, this film's it's got some gory moments, it's got
It
some
does.
shock, and it's got
It
some
does.
awe. And I tried keeping count. I think I even started a little tally chart in the book of how many, like, and I couldn't keep up with the body count. It was intense.
It
It
was.
was
It
not
was.
messing about.
It was. It so was. I feel like it's good. Overall, look, I had a fantastic time watching this film, and a great interaction with, you know, The Rock becoming this character, like embodying this character as well. I mean,
Oh,
15 years, bro. That's a long time. When it was announced, he didn't even look like how he did towards now.
I mean, I don't think you can ever technically class The Rock as being small,
No.
but he was smaller back then. And
Yeah.
over the years, he's gotten bigger. He's
Yeah.
he's clearly, done put the work in for this
Yeah.
role.
No, he has.
And
He has.
and I've been trying to go and look at comparisons to see how Black Adam looks in the comic books and how he's changed over the years.
Hmm.
Right now, I think Dwayne is bigger than Black Adam has pretty much ever been.
That's ever been.
So, and this is why comic books are, they're being brought to life in this film and in other films. And as you completely put it, as a kid, we didn't have that.
No.
We had cartoons, we had comics, we had VHS. We could go back and see other things. But as a kid, I was getting into comics and learning about
Yeah.
characters like Dr. Fate when I was getting into programs like Smallville.
That's
I
right.
didn't know who these characters were, and then I saw this dude, and I was like, okay, I need to know more about this character. And now I do. I can appreciate that more by seeing them in this film. But if somebody didn't know about these characters, their origin stories throughout, including from that first scene and throughout the movie, they're not shoved down your throat. They're not like, oh, this is so and so. This is what they do. This is what they came from. This is who they don't like. This is their, weaknesses. We didn't get any of that. It was all very smooth. Not
Very.
too fast,
Yeah.
but it was enough that you knew, right, these are the good guys. These are the bad guys. This could be a good guy or a bad guy. Make your own mind up.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was all very, very smooth. And that's why I want to see those storyboards. I just want to know more about this movie.
No, definitely.
If
Definitely.
I mean, it doesn't happen as much anymore, and I don't like it that it's not happening. But I used to love director's commentaries on DVDs
Mm-hmm.
to learn about the behind the scenes, to learn about the little jokes that happened on set.
Yeah.
And I could, I mean, The Rock's a very busy man, but hopefully one day he sits down with some of the producers and directors and stars of this film and talks about the
The
work that
process.
went
Yeah.
into it.
That's
Because
right.
this was not, as you said, this isn't an overnight thing. This is something that he's been planning for years.
No,
And
exactly.
we know he can make a movie. He can make a movie in a matter of months. I think was it that Red film on Netflix he made with Ryan Reynolds
Yes,
and
that's
Gal
right.
Gadot?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
That didn't take that long to film, and a lot of it was CGI. A
Yeah.
lot of it
Yeah,
was
that's right. Yeah.
filmed during COVID. So we know he can bash a film out. But when he puts his mind to it, and it's something like this that he promotes around the world,
Mm-hmm.
if he's taken any time out of his very busy schedule to promote a movie, he's got faith in it. You
Yes,
know that
exactly.
the producers have got faith in it,
Mm-hmm.
and then so the fans want to get behind it and sing it from the rooftops, because that's all I want to do right now without making spoilers. Because this film was worth the wait. It was worth the wait.
No, definitely was. I feel like I genuinely feel like, because again, I'm a visuals guy as well, dude. So like when I was looking at the CGI and I was looking at the action scenes, and I was like, my God, like that's a whole load of time that must have took to say, you know what, we're going to make these scenes very unique to what we've done before previously, and to anything else as well, because the lighting was great. The even the CGI was like, it was at top level. He didn't want to release something that was not going to be like, I don't want this to look a bit funky. I need this to look as good as possible. And you look at each scene and you're like, I'm a visual effects guy, man. So when I'm looking at it, I'm like, this looks gorgeous. I mean, Dr. Fate, Aldous Hodge as Hawkman, for me, really sold the screen. The wings, the helmet, like, you could see the detail that they've put into that and the hard work that went into that. So like, I praise the guys that did the visuals on this one, because it was just, for me, was just what I was digesting visually was just
There's
amazing.
Yeah, I mean, we watched it on a pretty big screen,
Mm,
but I want to. I need to see this
yeah,
on as many IMAX screens as possible,
yeah,
so I can notice some of the things that I might have missed the first time around. Because I'm
that's
sure
right.
there's a lot because
There
there is
is,
so
there is,
much going
there
on.
is, there is, there is.
There's one particular scene where we're in a character's bedroom and you see all of his like DC merchandise on his wall, and like
Yeah,
you're looking at everything trying to find anything that could be an Easter egg or
I love
something.
it. Absolutely brilliant.
And it was done well, and it was like, yeah, this is a kid's bedroom, fair enough, but
Yeah,
it could look like my bedroom. But I'm looking for the stuff that I might have in my room. I'm like, that I've got that poster, I've got that toy.
exactly. Yeah,
But as you said, the Hawkman and Doctor Fate, they're when you see something shiny in a
mm.
film, it's difficult to notice when it's not CGI and when when it's
Yeah,
real.
that's right.
And gold doesn't. It's not the easiest things to film.
It's not. It's
But
so not.
the CGI with this, there's a few particular shots with Black Adam and Doctor Fate and Hawkman where they're
Mm,
all working and fighting together, and they just look phenomenal.
it looks
As
great.
you said, the lighting bouncing off that gold is just the theatre was gasping.
Mm,
Now, some of the costumes have been touring the world,
yes,
and that particular, that golden armor, anything that looks that bright and shiny in person, I want to see it somehow.
yes,
But
exactly.
yeah, the CGI in this, it was, as you said, it was smooth.
Mm,
It wasn't edgy. It wasn't blurry around the edges.
no,
It was crisp and it was clean, and that's why seeing it on a cinema screen is going to be worth that venture out.
of course,
Because
of
yeah, I
course.
mean it's gonna look great. We've all got magical TVs now that can do so much stuff
Hmm.
that they can make it look as if you are there in the room. But seeing these events on a cinema screen and being in the theater when escapism is at its finest, when phones are off, when we don't have to reply to emails, when there's not somebody nagging us to put the bins out. Yeah, it's that moment of just sitting back and being told somebody else's story.
Yes,
This film is a bedtime story for the adult generation. Yeah, we get we're in our seats. We get told a story. We get taken on an adventure.
mm,
That is what want from a movie experience.
exactly,
I
exactly
don't
that.
want, and this film, yeah, it absolutely delivered it, and everybody in it was just they knew what they were doing,
Mm.
and yeah, there were no misses, just only hits. I loved it.
No, that's right. That's right. I know. He did some really cool stuff in there, and again, I mean, it's so hard to speak about it without dropping like any major spoilers and things like that. And I don't want to do that, you know. You
No.
guys can see that on the. You know what? I'm not even going to do a spoiler review for this. You guys are going to see it everywhere. So how can I add to it? But what they've like, even some of the real world stuff that they popped into this was really good and really smart. The way they did that,
Yep.
without taking it to a certain extreme,
Mm.
they they put a good like thing in there, really good morale to the story and the character as well, which I
There
really enjoyed.
was They did a good job of keeping that element of the real world and
Mm,
also combining that with the world of comics,
yes.
but also referencing the fact that they are in a world where superheroes exist,
Hmm.
where real life situations exist,
Exist. Yeah.
where politics exist, and
Yeah.
it is all again. It's not none of it is shoved down your throat.
That's right.
They're
Yeah.
not saying this person doesn't like this and they don't like what that government is doing with this
Mm,
country, and it's all very smooth. There's a few sort of intertwining storylines going on and a lot of characters to keep up with,
that's right.
but it wasn't confusing. It wasn't like, oh right, we knew what a flashback was and we knew when a flash forward was happening, but
Yeah.
none
That's
of
right.
it was forced upon us. A lot crammed into 2 hours. I gotta say,
Mm,
it didn't feel
yes.
like it was. I could have sat down for happily another hour
Come
and
on.
had more of this action. But
Give us the Dwayne cut. Give us the Rock
yeah, I
extended
mean,
cut.
if that is a thing, I want to see all of that.
I want to
But
see the Rock cut.
I want to
I
see
want to
the
see the Rock cut.
behind the scene footage. What I would love to see, because the man, he knows he can make a speech. He can make a
He
fantastic
can.
speech.
He can. He can.
What I would love to, I'm sure it's been recorded somewhere, but it's not been shared. But day one, I want to see his speech on day one when the film started actually recording, and I
Hmm.
want to see his speech at their rap party. I
Oh,
want to know what he said to this crew, because we know that he loves the theatre and the showmanship of putting on a good performance, but
exactly. Yeah,
we also know the fact that he's a bloody nice bloke.
he
And I
is.
mean,
He is.
we don't know him. Nobody
No,
really knows anybody that is in the public eye.
that's right.
But what we have seen of him over the years is that people like to make good memories of people. And
That's
whenever
right.
he meets someone, he makes a friend.
That's right. That's
And
right.
that's like on the screen and in real life. And I mean, a lot of people don't like him because he's over the top.
Hmm.
But is that because he's over the top, or because he's really passionate and proud
Of what he
about the
does.
work that he
Yeah.
does?
Yeah.
He's his own best hype man, and I think
Exactly.
we all
Exactly.
need a bit of that in our life right now. We
Exactly.
all need not so much confidence that it's cocky and edgy and arrogant, but enough confidence that you are proud of what you're producing and you're proud
Exactly.
of what you have made for other people.
Hmm.
And yeah, no, I love him to bits. Even more so, I mean, I've enjoyed seeing him progress over the years as
Yeah.
an actor. I mean, I can remember he's done some good stuff. He's done some not so good stuff. I mean, there was a while where I think there were about four films that got released, including Jumanji 1 and Jumanji 2,
Hmm.
where I think he had the same wardrobe for every film, and it was the same jungle location and the same look he gave off in the distance. But he's not. He's a big lad. He's known for action, so he's going to
Hmm.
get typecast in
Hmm.
roles of being that big guy. But in this film, where he's meant to be big, where he's meant to be an absolute mammoth of a human,
Yeah.
he's supposed to be intimidating. He's supposed to be violent. He's
Hmm.
supposed to be overpowering. This role, as he said, was made for him.
That's right.
This
Yeah.
is the one that he's been waiting for,
No,
and
no,
by
of course.
God, he's made his point by being the Black Adam. Oh,
No,
loved it.
exactly. Of course he has. I feel like, you know what? There is one film that he's done that I hold dearly to my heart, and it was like beginning part of his career, which is called The Gridiron Gang.
God,
Dude, because that was
yeah.
I was like, oh man, The Rock made me tear up.
Mm.
I was like, that was an amazing, like he took on this amazing story about this football team and, based on a true life event and story. And he did really well in it. And, he's had his, but I do love his first movies. I think he did one called Walking Tall, which was based
Walking
on
Tall
another.
was
Yeah,
that big
that
old
was really,
plank of wood, yeah.
yeah, with a two by
God,
four. That was
yeah.
good.
I was
And
like, he
then he
doesn't need
did,
doesn't need a gun or a crowbar. Just give that man a plank of
no,
wood, and he
that's
can
right.
bring it. Yeah.
And then what was it? Well, he'd done it. Listen, great career. I know with roles like that, they went on to, as you said, typecasted. But I feel like he'll pave his own way when it comes to movie
Oh,
making, and
completely.
he's done a different level of, like, he cracked me up in Jumanji. Like, I think he
Yeah.
did great. Uh, he was playing a geek, and it made me laugh. I know in the second one he was whose character was he playing? I can't remember. But anyway, I thought he brings a great presence to the screen.
Oh yeah, no,
The
completely.
passion and the love that he has for the work he does is what we do when we talk about the stuff that we love.
That's it.
And I love that
When
because it's a bit of us in what he does.
you can, whenever you speak to someone and they're passionate about something that you're not too sure about. I mean, we've talked this on podcasts before.
Yeah.
Is that we meet so many different people in our walks of life. That could be a gardener, they could collect stamps,
Hmm.
they could race pigeons.
Yep.
When you start to speak with anybody about what they're passionate about, a little light like flicks on inside them,
Yeah.
and they want to talk to you more about it. They want to sort of, oh yeah, also this thing happened about my passion. Let me tell you about that, because
Hmm.
that's a way better story. And that's when you start hearing that about other people like The Rock that are passionate about these experiences and are passionate about these projects. You want to talk more about it. You want to
Hmm.
get more involved. You want
That's
to
right.
get into that conversation, into that discussion. And we've been doing this for years now. For years, mate. We've seen kids come and go, and we've
Hmm.
seen people that don't have as much enjoyment anymore
Hmm.
maybe take a bit of a back seat, and we've seen new people get on board on the scene.
That's right.
And I love seeing people make a name for themselves by
Mm.
following their passions and doing what they love,
Mm.
whether it be podcasts or making videos or going to reviews or
That's right.
making a fan page about something that means something to them.
That's right.
Sharing passions is what we do, and it's what, as you said, in a way, it's what The Rock does. He
Mm-hmm.
shares his love for storytelling or
Yep.
showboating
That's
or
right.
being on a stage and telling his story to the world,
That's right.
or something as nice as signing a wrestling poster at
That's
an
right.
event.
Yeah. That's
He
right.
hasn't. He manages to sort of interact with people on a massive and a personal scale,
Of
and he's
course.
done that with this film
Yes,
as well.
definitely. Yeah.
He's created something special that fans will appreciate, new fans will grow to admire,
Mm-hmm.
and if I'm sure that everything that he does, he's got a plan for something else attached to it.
Of course.
And he's mentioned the fact most recently that there are many other characters out there, many other characters that have been and that haven't had their time in the spotlight. He wants their time to shine. Not necessarily in the same film as Black Adam,
Mm-hmm.
but he wants the world of DC Comics to keep going in the future. And he's mentioned that he doesn't want to have anything to do with Marvel in a sense. He said he
Mm-hmm.
likes what
Yes, that's
Marvel
right.
does,
Yeah.
but Marvel is their own thing, as
That's
is
right.
DC is their own thing.
That's right.
They're different in the movies, they're different in the comics, they're different in the video games, they're
Mm-hmm.
different in the TV shows they
That's
create.
right.
And The Rock wants to keep those two worlds apart, and that's fair enough. But if he's got things planned for the future that I'm sure he has, then I'm very, very okay with him doing as much as he wants, because
No, exactly.
he not only knows, not necessarily probably every single aspect about what makes a movie good, but he knows where to find those people that can make the comics, that can make the films, that can combine those two worlds together. And ultimately, at the end, as always, give the fans what they want.
Hmm.
Not about giving the studios what they want, not about giving the film companies what they want, not giving what the sponsors what they want. Yes, those people are all important cogs in that wheel.
That's right.
But without the fans, they're not going to pay. They're not going to give their money over. They're
Exactly.
not going to watch it. They're not going to
Exactly.
go to the cinemas. They're not going to buy the T-shirt. They're not going to buy the caps. This is the first non-Superman cap I have bought in God knows how many years. But I loved The Rock for what he's done for the future of DC Comics.
Yes, of course.
So I need to get a Black Adam standee now to go with my 2013 Man of Steel cardboard cutout, because that is how much this man has affected my geeky brain and made me so hopeful for the future of DC Comics movies.
Oh, dude, I'm excited because it'd be.
Oh yeah,
I know he says it as well. He's a DC geek as well. So
yeah.
what he can bring to the table, and I think what he has already done. He's absolutely smashed it. I mean, I came out of that movie screening. Yes, there was the excitement of what was going on at the time, but when later on, as I was on the train journey home, I'm thinking, hold up, man, this guy introduced us to the GSA, and they all were awesome. I mean, Cyclone, Atom Smasher. You bring these characters that were part of the original history of DC. And I keep geeking out every time I hear them say, they are the first team before, Avengers, Justice League, any team up, basically, they're the first one. And to bring something like that, like he knows his mythology, bro. Like he's got 80 years of mythology that he actually used. Like I was mind blown because, you hear like some of the people that work in that industry, they don't really talk about the mythology. We never got, we have 100 years of comic book history that we could use. As soon as Dwayne said that, I was like, dude, you're killing me, man. You're becoming more of a geek than I am. Like you bring something like that to the conversation, it brings a richness to it as well. And he absolutely brought that to this movie. I feel like he brought that history, he brought that richness. And he's made it his own as well.
Oh, yeah.
But he brought those elements that we like, the stuff we love. Like, Dr. Fate was awesome, man. Pierce Brosnan, man. Praises to him. Praises to him. He was
When I
brilliant.
found out he was coming back and his first sort of, big role in a superhero movie
Yeah.
and playing, this iconic character, one that is in the comics and when it has been interpreted in animation and referenced in Smallville many,
Yeah.
many years
Yeah.
ago, it's a charming character. I mean, you think, okay, when I heard Pierce Brosnan playing that, I was like, yes, that works. I want to hear his words of wisdom.
Oh, I
I
love it.
want to see him in the suit. I want to see how he tackles certain situations, not only with his superpowers but with his presence as well. Pierce Brosnan absolutely nailed that
Smashed
role.
it.
And I
Smashed it.
mean, again, yeah, this wasn't their movie. This was Black
No.
Adam's movie. And as origin stories go, it was done well because we got a glimpse of the potential of what we could see in the future with other characters. And it didn't take long for the characters to not only meet and bond with each other,
That's
but
right.
also for us to bond with their characters as well and
Exactly.
see how they are and see what they would be like in the future. We all make mistakes in life and in films, and we see characters in this movie making mistakes.
Yeah.
Things
That's
they
right.
would learn from and change from. And I feel that in this film, one of the big themes of it is redemption.
Redemption.
And it is, looking back and looking back at mistakes, looking at possibly the roads that you shouldn't have taken and the actions that you have taken. It isn't too late to go off on another path and change direction a little bit.
That's
But
right.
also remembering where you came from. And God, as you said, I was on the train home trying to just wrap my head around what I just witnessed, but also try and read some of the hieroglyphics in the film were quite similar to my shorthand note taking. I was trying to sort of, is that some sort of wizard's writing or is that my writing? I don't know what I'm seeing there.
It happens. I've totally given up on trying to write notes in the dark.
And that's the thing. I mean, I got some down. There are a few very funny references that I will start mentioning over the upcoming weeks. But there were a few references to other films as well.
Oh, yes.
There were some similarities with other DC Comics films.
Yes, there was.
But most of it stands alone.
Yeah.
And that soundtrack.
Ooh, lovely.
Now, the original score was genius as well, but actual songs that we know that we weren't probably expecting to hear in this movie.
I wasn't.
Really worked well. Also.
So well.
And,
so well.
It was a very, very fun experience.
It was, but totally. And we've got an exciting week next week. And oh man, I mean, guys, you'll probably see this episode later on tonight or tomorrow. I don't know. I've got a busy day ahead of me. I've got loads to do, but we've got to plan the week as well.
We got to plan the week. It's a busy. I've got the week off work, luckily, but it is going to be a busy week if all things go the way they do. So fingers crossed.
The universe, bro. The universe.
Not jinxing anything. We're going to have a very fun week, and you're going to be seeing me take a lot of trains to a lot of places.
No, definitely. And you know what, dude? It's always a pleasure as a friend as well, seeing you at the events as well. I mean, because guys, if you don't know, when this all started off, this was the guy. This is the guy. He inspired me to do quite a lot of things, but not that, he sparked off a friendship, but he sparked off something so geeky, I couldn't be more grateful and thankful to you, dude, because
it's from day one. It's been a pleasure. When we first met up at London Film and Comic Con.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah,
and
that's
I
right.
remember I was like, there he is, and we took our first ever selfie.
Yeah.
By goodness me, over the years, we've grown and we've changed and we've evolved as creators and whatever we class ourselves as being. But from day one, we've been fans of this escapism into comics, theatrics, artwork, and things that we just love geeking out about.
That's right.
And for us, the future wasn't always bright as a kid because we didn't have options. We didn't have these methods of escapism. We had comics, we had video games, and we had our own imagination. We still have those things now, but we also have films like Black Adam. We have films like the Justice League. We have the world of Marvel and DC giving us everything that we could ever imagine for. Yes. So we need and we are, but we still need to be grateful.
No, of course,
where we've
man.
come from.
That is so key, bro. That is so key because I always say that I'm a kid from Tottenham that has been able to do some of the most geekiest things in the past couple of years, and like a few times I almost kicked the bucket and said, it's time to let it go. Let's go. Let's be, I'll be a full-time dad. Family were like, that's not you, Kibbs. You could be a super dad. You could be a super dad and still do the things you love. And yes, I'm lucky. I'm grateful. I've got great people around us that when we do this work as well. And guys, make sure you're following this guy. All his links are in the descriptions below. I don't have to even say much. The Geek of Still. You type that in Google, he's the first guy that pops up. So make sure you go follow this guy's journey because I'm telling you, absolute pleasure.
Not over yet, is it, buddy?
No. We got so much coming up, bro. We got so much coming up.
So much.
Dude, again, massive pleasure always catching up with you, dude. Thanks for coming on the podcast. Guys, make sure you, as I said, links are in the description to follow. Oh, man, so much. Guys, you can listen to this on all platforms. Doesn't matter what it is. It's on everything. Keep an eye on both of our social media pages because we've got a busy week ahead.
It's kicking off this week.
Guys, I can't thank you enough. Recently, we started the new channel this year to say, let's go by itself on the Brothers Geek Out podcast. We just passed 250 subs on there. You guys have been liking, commenting, disliking, dropping horrible comments, but it helps. I absolutely love it because I get to connect with you guys and then in the process make some friends along the way as well, where it turns from an argument to a debate to, hold up, you know what? We got common ground. We could be friends. And I loved that completely because that's what the podcast has done for us. So I can't thank you guys enough for everybody that tunes in and watches us. As I said, on all platforms, check it out. Drop some love. Let us know your thoughts. And we'll catch you guys up. Luke, bro, thank you so much, my friend.
My pleasure. I'll see you soon. And just a last little tidbit before we go off. When I saw Shazam, I was next to Kibbs and I punched him in the arm at a certain point. In this film, something else happened. I grabbed his knee like I was grabbing onto a roller coaster. I apologize, but
it's fine, bro. It's all good. It's healing now. It's healing.
I'm glad to hear it.
All right, bud. Have a wonderful day, dude. We'll catch up.
Speak soon.
Yes. Take care, bud.
Take care.
All right.
Peace.